guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 2.7 Notes for Ms. Carranza and Mr. Grice's Algebra 1 class. Today we're going to be talking about Section 2.7, Combining Like Terms. After today, you should be able to simplify expressions by combining like terms. Now, before we go into what all that entails, let's go through a couple of reminders of exactly what a term is. So, we need to remember that addition and subtraction signs separate an expression into terms. In the expression 3x squared plus 7x plus 2, the different terms are the 3x squared, the 7x, and the 2. Okay? In the expression 3x minus 5, remember whenever we see minus, we want to do click, click. Our terms are 3x and a negative 5, which you see on the back side. Okay? So let's go through terms. Before we figure out the terms, go through and click, click. So our different terms are the 2x cubed, negative 9x. Okay? And since the 11, oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something different. So, in the 11, I apologize. All right, number 2. Go ahead and do the click, click. And your terms are the negative 4x and the negative 13. All right, why don't you pause the video and try number 3 and number 4, please. Okay, and there are your answers. How'd you guys do? Just remember that it's the whole term, okay? It's the whole thing in front of the minus sign or the addition sign, okay? Now, a coefficient, what a coefficient is the number in front of a variable. So the number in front of a variable. So if you look, we got the same examples as the first one. Now the number in front of my variable is a 2. Do our click, click. The number in front of the variable is negative 9. Now, does the 11, does that have a variable in front, behind it? And the answer is no. So we are not concerned about that. Now, later on in a different math class, you might learn differently, but for right now, we're not going to worry about that. Okay? Number 2. Remember to go through and do your click, click. Your coefficient is negative 4. All right, go ahead and try 3 and 4. Pause the video. And there you go. Now, did you guys see the hidden coefficient with those guys right there? Remember, if there's no number in front, there's always a hidden 1. All right, like terms. Like terms is the same variable and the same exponent. Okay? It's got to be the same variable and the same exponent. So let's go through some examples of what some like terms are. Okay? I see a 2x. I'm going to go through and do my click, click so I can see everything. So my 2x is going to be the exact same thing, 2x and negative 6x. All right, let's find some more. My 3x squared and my x squared. Let's see, anything else? We have negative 5 and negative 7. So those are like terms, things that are the same. Let's go through some examples. Okay, we're going to go through and do our click click. And now things that are the same. Only things that are the same are the 6 and the 7. Why are those not the same? The answer is because of the exponent, okay? 3x is to the first power, where the 5x squared is to the second power. All right, let's look at 2. Now, one of the things you need to do is make sure that when you're going through this, to underline, okay, you can circle, just so you can identify which ones are your like terms, okay? So our like terms for this is the 4x and the negative 9x and the 6y and y. Just double check, was that positive or negative? And that was positive. All right, once again, pause the video, see how you do with 3 and 4. Poof! There are the answers. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Just look to see how that we are marking things that are the same, okay? We're circling, we're underlining, we're doing different squiggly marks. You can do squares, okay? Whatever you want to do to so you can visually see that you have like terms. Okay. Now, combining like terms. When you're combining like terms, you are adding the coefficients of your like terms. And remember, the like terms are the same variable and the same exponent. So we have a little hidden example down here. Simplify the expression by combining like terms. So there's our problem right there. Go through and do my click click. Now my like terms are the 7x plus the negative 4x and then the 5 plus the negative 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine those two. Just looking at the first numbers, the coefficient 7 plus negative 4 gives us 3x. The 5 plus negative 3 gives us positive 2. Okay? So all we're doing is finding things that are the same and then combining their coefficients. Okay? And now, standard form is the way you will see most of your answers written and how you should get in the habit of writing. Standard form is writing your answer with the highest exponent first. Okay, and then you're gonna pretty much write them from big to small. So let's take a look at our little hidden example right there. Now, the biggest exponent here is negative 4x to the third. Okay? After I write it, I'm going to cross it out so I know that I used it. Okay? After that is my positive 5x squared. Then comes, that's a positive 7x. And then finally, the negative 3. Okay? So, but the key thing is to look at, we got 3, 2, technically there's a 1, and then your constant term is last. All right, let's start going through some examples. Simplify each expression and write your answer in standard form. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through and do my clicks. I always forget to do that, just so we can see which terms are the same. Oh, that color is kind of hard to read. And what else is the same? The 2, and the 7. Now, this step you do not have to write, but just so we can see what we're combining. And that's a positive 2 plus negative 7. Negative x plus 6x gives us 5x. 2 plus negative 7 gives us negative 5. Okay, so we're finding the things that are the same. Oh, don't forget to do your clicks. I just talked about it. So we have the 2x squared all by itself. Now you're doing 4x plus 8x minus 1x. So if you want to do this off to the side so you know what you're combining, and that gives you 11x minus 5. Now, the reason we did not write plus negative 5 is you only want to have one operational sign. So that's why we just have the minus 5 there. Okay? All right, so clicks. Let's go through and find things that are the same. Three x squared plus 6x squared gives us 9x squared. Negative 7 plus negative 4 gives me, oh, there I am writing my extra sign, negative 11x. And finally, you're left with that positive 2. Hopefully you guys are marking up your papers just like I am, or using your own shapes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and you guys try 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and there are your answers for 4, 5, and 6. Just remember to go through and do the clicks, and then you're only combining the coefficients. Okay, we are not changing anything about those variables. All right. Simplify each expression and write your final answer in standard form. All right. Now, the only thing that's different now is we're adding our parentheses, which is the distributive property that we learned the previous day. Okay? So, we need to look inside the parentheses. We can't do anything, okay? So what we're going to do is our 3, we're going to distribute that, and you're going to get 3 times x and 3 times the negative 5, and the 2x, that just comes on down, okay? And now we do the same thing. Find the things that are the same and combine your like terms. Okay? Remember to go through and do your click, click. I am distributing just the negative 2, okay? Your 4 and the positive 7x, they just come straight down. Nothing changes about those guys. All right, but you do have to multiply the 2x times, or the 2 times the 3, and the negative 2 times the negative 5. Go through and combine your like terms, and you get 1x plus 14. Okay, and that is the exact same thing as x plus 14. You do not have to have the 1 there. All right, now for number 9, let's go through and complete the click clicks, which is just that 1. And we have 2 separate things we're going to be distributing, okay? So in our first one, negative 5 times 2 gives us negative 10x, and negative 5 times negative 1 gives us positive 5. Okay? Positive 2 times positive 4 gives you positive 8, and 2 times 3 gives you 6. Okay? Find the things that are the same, and then combine your like terms. All right, number 10, they're trying to be tricky with you. After you do your click, click, you're like, well, what number's in front of the parentheses right there? And remember that they're hiding a little 1 there. So that's what you're going to be distributing. Okay, that negative 6x just comes down, and then you multiply the rest. So you got plus negative 4, and then plus x. Find your like terms. Negative 6x plus 1x, negative 5x, minus 4. All right, why don't you guys go ahead and try 11 and 12. And there are the answers. Okay, now that's all we're going to be going through on our notes today. If you finish the rest of these and you get them right, please show them to Ms. Carranza or myself, and you guys will get extra credit. All right, well, that's it for Chapter 2.7 Notes on Combining Like Terms. Have a great day, guys.